Hello everyone and welcome to my class. Now to continue with the second theme of class 12th history, kings, farmers and towns, we are covering the time period from circa 600 BCE to circa 600 CE. Right, a very important time frame from from the point of view of Indian history. Right, now in this video I'll be talking about the earliest states that emerged on the Indian subcontinent. Right, now the earliest date, this century is very important because this was, as I told you in my previous video also, that this was the time period when two prominent religion emerged on Indian soil. And beside these two prominent religion, Buddhism and Jainism, there were other beliefs that were also spread in the Indian society. Right, this was the time period when the base of the Hindu society was framed, when dharma shastras were written by the Brahmins. Right, and so literary developments were taking place. Iron was discovered, and it helped in making better tools and leading to expansion of agricultural lands, because forests were cut on a large scale, and land was converted into agricultural land. Right, so these types of developments were taking place. The politically, the most important thing that happened was this century 600 BC saw the emergence of earliest form of kingdoms in India, earliest states. Right, so let's talk about these earliest states. The emergence of earliest states found mention. How do we know that the states were formed during this century? We get information from the Buddhist and the Jaina text, that they have mentioned that sometimes they have mentioned the names of the states, though the names vary from one list to another, but still one fact is clear, that there were states existing at that time. Like some of the prominent names were Vajji, Koshala, Gandhara, Magad. So there were various states, and these were called Janpads. And out of these Janpads, there were around 16 states which became quite powerful, which came to be known as Mahajanpads. Right. So the total 16 Mahajanpadas were there, which were ruled by a ruler or a king, usually. Some of these Janpads, or some of these were also called Janas or Sanghas. Right, and these Janas or some small states were called Ganas or Janas or Sanghas, and these states were ruled by not only one person, but it was ruled by a group of people. It is called oligarchies. Oligarchies is when the power of the ruler is divided among various people. Not power is not given into the hands of one ruler. Right, so such oligarchies were also present at that time, and it is believed that the Gautam Buddha and Mahavir belong to such ganas. Right, now Mahajanpads, these 16 Mahajanpads were having one capital, and usually they used to fortify their capital from security point of view. Right, because in the capital, the king used to dwell, and military people, or the military or the army of the king used to dwell in the capital, so it requires more security. Right, and to maintain the huge army, standing army and equipments, the now the rulers required money. Rulers required the revenue, and generally the revenue was taken from the traders, merchants, farmers. Right, so a revenue taking system also developed. Brahmins, this was the time period when Brahmins composed Dharma Shastras. Now, in Dharma Shastras, Sanskrit texts, they were composing, and in these Shastras, they used to write about the rules of the Hindu society, how the ruler need to be ruled, how what kind of an ideal society is required, what are the functions of Kshatriyas, what are the functions of Shudras, what are the functions of Brahmins, all these the rules and regulations were written in Dharmashastras, how society needs to be run according to dharma, right? Sorry. Now, talking about the 16 Mahajanpads, Magad emerged as the strongest Mahajanpad, right? The Magad is present day Bihar region, and there were several historians listed several reasons for its emergence as the strongest amongst the 16 Mahajanpads. So let's talk about these reasons which made Magad the strongest. First of all, this was a region. आज भी आप बिहार देखेंगे तो बिहार state is rich in resources. Sorry. Now, this region is agriculturally productive region because Ganga and its tributaries help in irrigation, so there is no problem of a shortage of water. Proper agricultural seasons this region is having, and the productivity of the crop is good in this region. So when the agriculture is good, the people are able to pay more revenue, right? So this is agriculturally a productive region. Then this is having a rich iron deposits. Iron was required for making tools, not only agricultural tools, but it is required for making weapons for the army. So आज भी we in present day also we see good iron deposits there in Jharkhand region of Bihar. Now it is a separate state, but yes, in this region we see iron deposits, right? So there was no shortage of the iron for making tools. Then, since it is a forested region, elephants, which are main component of the army at that time, elephants, easy availability of elephants in the forested region, easily available, and elephants were widely used at that time in army, right? So Ganga and its tributaries provided cheap transportation. It helped in the movement of the people and goods easily, right? And a convenient communication. अगर एक जगह से दूसरी जगह कोई सूचना पहुंचानी है, द स्पाइंग सिस्टम जो हम बोलते हैं, राजा को सूचना पहुंचानी है या किसी को भी, तो थ्रू गंगा एंड इट्स ट्रिब्यूटरीज लैंड रूट से जाने की बजाय नदी के थ्रू आसानी से जाया जा सकता था विदाउट फेसिंग एनी डेंजर, right? So the Ganga and its tributaries provided cheap transportation and convenient communication. Then Magad was ruled by very strong and ambitious rulers like Bimbisar, Ajatashatru, Mahapadmananda. These were such rulers who were very ambitious, who were very strong, and when they ruled, they have a complete control over their administration, right? They consolidated their power in the region. Then initially Magad was having its capital Rajgriha, जिसको राजगीर भी कहते हैं present day में, right? And it means the house of Raja means the house of king. Rajgriha is an important center at that time. Later on, the capital was shifted to Patliputra. Now Patliputra is modern day Patna. It is situated on the banks of Ganga, on a strategic location from where it is surrounded from three sides with water, right? So it helped the ruler, it avoided the enemies to enter this region easily, right? So this is these reasons are very important for making Magad, for emerging of Magad as a strong Mahajanpad, right? And one time came when every ruler in India wanted to rule this region. So this is all about the emergence of Magda. Earlier states the important developments that were taking place during this time, right? So make your notes and keep on watching my videos. Please like, share and review and subscribe my channel. Thank you.